Hey guys, Fhraelaok here with another video from my Road to Pandaria series. This one is episode 17. And in this episode, we have technically already achieved a goal. I'm still working on dailies. I just did some dailies in the Tolbrad PvP area, and I just bought, if I can scroll up here, the Reigns of the Drake of the West Wind, which is this mount right here. So if you've seen it around, you get it from 200 Tolbrad tokens, and you have to be exalted. So I just got that, and I'm going to do these other dailies, as there's still a 150 mark mount and a 40, I believe it is, pet. So I still need 190 to get all this stuff from this set. But as you can see, I have a lot of mounts, really. Not too often many, but I have a lot.
What can I do for you? See you later.
I'll get to that goal that we complete in just a moment here.
What can I do for you?
Let me pick these quests up, otherwise I will probably end up running out, not even remembering that I didn't pick up quests, and wonder, wow, why aren't I getting quest drops? What was the quest? And then seeing no quest on my map. Yep. I've done that. I have done that, all of them, that's all. Okay, so, last night, I got a couple more achievements. I went into Trial of the Grand Crusader 25-man. We did 4 achievements. We did not kill the last boss, as the people that I ended up running with there were like 8 of them from a guild. And they were, oh my god, the biggest jerks I have ever run into. Ever. And I never thought that I would run into anybody worse than, what I used to run into on a few people in Fhraelaok. But these guys, oh my goodness. But I put in a ticket about them because after I dropped, to get away from it, and they start whispering me and insulting me and everything, so I ignore the guy, and then one of his guildmates starts calling me names and insulting me and everything. And, yeah, it's a little ridiculous. If they have to, resort to everybody in the guild insult this guy, alright, and then they offered me a raid spot on their core team. We like your spunk. And then I'm like, no thank you, I don't really like to associate with people like that. They're like, oh, so they start calling me names again. Anyway, alright, let's get out of here. So, the goal that I completed, other than getting 9,500 achievement points, which is cool, it's not a goal, but it's cool. What's our first one here? Easy, alright. Was if you look at my money, and it's glitched out, you have to take 19,000 off, is that I have over 50,000 gold on this server now. I moved another, oh geez, about 8,000 gold of my own money over here when I moved my mage over here. That Medive, however you want to pronounce that name, I rechanged it back to Mage Royal with a double dot over the O. Oh, he's not going for the ore. I was wondering what he was. I guess he just jumped down to fly away. Well, that's fantastic. You know what? You can't hit me. Alright. But it was stupid because it had me change my name from Mage Royal to something else because Mage Royal was taken. So instead of doing the double dot thing, I'm like, oh, I don't really like when people do it, I won't do it. And so I tried that, but I misspelled it and entered it anyway. And so it changed to it, and I thought, oh, brilliant. I feel so stupid now. And so I had to spend a little bit more money to rechange my name real quick back to something that I can handle. Otherwise, I just don't like him at all. He's only a 330 item level, and he only does, like, on a boss fight. Oh my god, stop shooting me. Like, he can push up to 17k burst, but he's usually around 8 to 10k on a boss. And Trash, he's usually around, like, 10k AoEing if he can. So he's definitely not good, but he's not very well geared. Arcane, I'm still a little confused on a rotation or a priority for it. I mean, I think I have a good idea of what to do. But, unfortunately, it doesn't always seem to work, and everybody says something different. Because whenever I try something, I'm like, oh, so this is how you do this. They're like, no, do this. And so I try that, and I'm like, well, that didn't really help my DPS, but it didn't hurt it either. Like, I just don't know what I'm doing. But I'm better on him than my Warlock, because, I mean, he's easy enough, plus he's max level. I'm basically going to say I think it's just mainly the gear that I'm having a hard time with. But gear will come in time. Unfortunately, the heroic I got into a heroic Shadowfang Keep. It was awful. I was like at 8k DPS, and I was the #1 DPS, which that should not happen. honestly. Definitely should not happen. Fight me anyway. Okay. We'll just kill him. But yep, I moved him over. I brought some money over from other guild bank on Creel Stress, the guild bank here. And I think we're doing pretty good. The guild is still level 2. But we're moving up. We got like almost 4 million XP yesterday and 2 million some, 2.5 million the day before. We have 126 members, and of course it's going up. We have 10 online right now, as you see. So I mean, it's going well. I'm happy with it. But after last night, I kind of decided I'm not really begrudging much for reputation or anything, because I'm not into that. If I really want to go do something for reputation or something, I need people. I'll probably just start up a guild event and hope people show and come to it, and then invite the people I want. Plus, I honestly do know, like, I believe now, every single fight, so I have no problem with it. But I do have a problem with, you know, people who don't know all the fights, and then act like they do. I have a problem with that. Definitely get rid of one. Okay. Because that's what those people last night were doing. They're like, oh, we got server first on this, on New Barak, I think was his name. Is that the guy's name? The last boss in Trial of the Crusader. They're like, oh yeah, we're like, do the healers know what they're doing in Phase 3? Because as soon as Phase 3 happened, we wiped. And we had like 1385s, all pretty well geared, and we just wiped. And so they're like, yeah, of course the healers know what we're doing. We got, you know, server first. And I'm like, yeah, well, you have no proof of that. What, you know, what did you get on another tune or something? I mean, I'm sure they'd probably say, oh, it was on a different, you know, character. You know, that lame old excuse. That's why I want account-wide achievements and stuff. Because then you can see if somebody's actually telling the truth or lying. But then I suppose if you go in and you're like, oh, I only have this gear, but look, see, I've done Deathwing, and they invite you, and they're like, oh my god, but your DPS is, oh, it's so useless, what, you know, why did you say that you're capable of this when you're clearly not? It'll cause issues there. But, overall, I think it would be a good idea. Oh, don't hit me, stupid thing. I'll have to kill you if you hit me. I swear there was something else I wanted to say. But, your guild is coming along quite nicely. Very, very happy with it so far. We've not gotten any jerks in the guild. And if we did get anybody that was a jerk in the guild, they've sorted themselves out. As we don't have any in the guild. But we're coming right along. I'm honestly looking to get like 5 85s together so that we can go do heroics and whatnot as a 5-man team from the guild, so that we can get you know, 1 million XP per dungeon to the guild and do that like every day, you know, with various different 85s, I'm sure, but ended up doing that every day. Now, I'm pretty sure that doing but I'm not positive, where is it? That doing these things that give 300,000 guild experience, does that count towards the daily cap? Or is that just kind of extra? Because if it counts towards the daily cap, it would be nice to know. So we're not like wasting time or anything doing it when we really don't need to. Oh, come on, there's always a ton of gun racks in here. They should have respawned, I would think. I don't know. I do not know. Is there some in here? Oh, there's a dead guy. That's probably why somebody's in here doing it, I think. Or just got done doing it. Oh, that's all I needed? Okay. I thought I still needed a little bit more. But works for me. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say. So I got that goal. I am going to take the level 5 guild off of the goals. No, I already took that off of the goals. Did I already take that off of the goals? I know I took Dreaming Glory's thing off of the goals. Or is that vice versa? You know, no, I can't even remember. How ridiculous is that? Anyway, those two things, the 525 enchanting on Dreaming Glory is going bye-bye. So is the level 5 guild goal that I have. Don't knock me off my mount, don't knock me off my mount. 5s, all pretty well geared, and we just wiped. And so they're like, yeah, of course the healers know what we're doing. We got, server first. And I'm like, yeah, well, you have no proof of that. What did you get on another tune or something? I mean, I'm sure they'd probably say, oh, it was on a different, character. That lame old excuse. That's why I want account-wide achievements and stuff. Because then you can see if somebody's actually telling the truth or lying. But then I suppose if you go in and you're like, oh, I only have this gear, but look, see, I've done Deathwing, and they invite you, and they're like, oh my god, but your DPS is, oh, it's so useless, why did you say that you're capable of this when you're clearly not? It'll cause issues there. But, overall, I think it would be a good idea. Oh, don't hit me, stupid thing. I'll have to kill you if you hit me. So there is something else I wanted to say. But, your guild is coming along quite nicely. Very, very happy with it so far. We've not gotten any jerks in the guild. And if we did get anybody that was a jerk in the guild, they've sorted themselves out. As we don't have any in the guild. But we're coming right along. I'm honestly looking to get like 5 85s together so that we can go do heroics and whatnot as a 5-man team from the guild, so that we can get, a million XP per dungeon to the guild and do that like every day, with various different 85s, I'm sure, but ended up doing that every day. Now, I'm pretty sure that doing but I'm not positive, where is it? That doing these things that give 300,000 guild experience, does that count towards the daily cap? Or is that just kind of extra? Because if it counts towards the daily cap, it would be nice to know. So we're not like wasting time or anything doing it when we really don't need to. Oh, come on, there's always a ton of gun racks in here. They should have respawned, I would think. I don't know. I do not know. There's some in here. Oh, there's a dead guy. That's probably why somebody's in here doing it, I think. Or just got done doing it. Oh, that's all I needed? Okay. I thought I still needed a little bit more. But works for me. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say. So I got that goal. I am going to take the level 5 guild off of the goals. No, I already took that off of the goals. Did I already take that off of the goals? I know I took Dreaming Glory's thing off of the goals. Or is that vice versa? No, I can't even remember. How ridiculous is that? Anyway, those two things, the 525 enchanting on Dreaming Glory is going bye-bye. And so is the level 5 guild goal that I have. I'm out. I can't do it from here. Oh well, but let's have... At this point, it seems my last part of the video was not successfully saved somehow. Going back through this video as I was getting ready to render it, I noticed it was missing, and it just kind of cuts off at the end there. So I apologize for that, but let me sum it up here now. As you can see on the screen right now, all of my things that I wanted to work towards that are reasonable are all taken care of now. So I've done my 525 archaeology, fishing, cooking, and blacksmithing on my warrior, as well as I have achieved my 50,000 plus gold. At this point, I am probably going to end this series. I may start another one up that might happen to do with the guild, or guilds in general again, as I am getting back into working with the guild, and it might be a good time to start speaking about guilds moving into Mists of Pandaria and a new expansion. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Please be sure to thumbs up and subscribe if you're interested in any of the previous episodes of this series. Be sure to click the previous episode at the top left link. If you're looking forward to my next series, then be sure to subscribe, and I will see you then.